Good evening, this is All India Radio Kohima. I'm Nobin Pradhan with the evening news and these are the headlines. Vice President Venkaiah Naidu calls upon large institutions and government organizations to adopt sustainable energy practices. Prime Minister Narendra Modi asks Indian Paralympic contingent to motivate people in areas outside sports to bring change in the country. Dimapur Chamber of Commerce and Industries calls for total shutdown of all business establishments. And a member of National Commission for Women, Chandra Mukhi Devi, demands immediate appointment of members in the Women's Commission of Maharashtra. As the nationwide free COVID-19 vaccination campaign at government facilities for those above 18 years is going on, we advise our young listeners to get vaccinated and also to help others to get vaccinated. We also advise our listeners not to lower their guard as COVID-19 remains a threat to our health. Please stay at home unless it is essential to go out and continue to follow these 3 simple steps. Wear a face mask, maintain 6 feet for social distancing, focus on hand and face hygiene. For any COVID-related information and guidance, contact national helpline numbers 011-2397-8046 and 1075 and state helpline number 1800-345-0019. And now the news in detail. Vice President Venkaiah Naidu called upon large institutions and government organizations to adopt sustainable energy practices in their operations. Naidu suggested making rooftop solar plants and rainwater harvesting mandatory in large buildings, dedicating the 1.5 megawatt rooftop solar power plant at Jawaharlal Institute of Postgraduate Medical Education and Research, Puducherry. Naidu said that India is fast moving towards becoming the global leader for energy transition. Naidu also stressed the importance of ventilation and air circulation in buildings. He said sunlight is a natural disinfectant and our ancestors understood this, which is reflected in their planning and construction of houses. Naidu underscored the need to create living and working spaces with ample ventilation and natural light in order to maintain good health. The Vice President called for central and state governments to work together as Team India to popularize tapping of solar energy and bring about greater awareness among people on the benefits of installing solar panels. He called for a massive campaign to publicize the subsidy program for solar rooftop systems and the resultant electricity savings. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has asked Indian Paralympic contingent to motivate people in areas outside sports to bring change in the country to mark Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. Modi said, Paralympians have become celebrities because of their hard work and people will listen to them and accept their views, which can play a big role in bringing changes in the country. The Prime Minister, sharing a video of his interaction with the Indian Paralympic contingent at his residence last week, said they have a lot to give to the country and assured them of his full support. On the occasion, the Paralympians shared their experiences and challenges and lauded the Prime Minister for his continuous support and encouragement. Modi added that their achievement will significantly boost the morale of the entire sporting community in the country and budding sports persons will feel encouraged to come forward to take up sports. India had sent the largest contingent of 54 sports persons across 9 disciplines in the recently concluded Tokyo Paralympics. The Indian Paralympians created history by winning 19 medals. The Dimapur Chamber of Commerce and Industries (DCCI) has called for a total shutdown of all business establishments in Dimapur on 16th of September. In a press note, DCCI President Akash K. Jimomi said the shutdown has been called as a protest against government inaction, rampant and illegal taxation by various groups, including government agencies. DCCI said the total shutdown will also restrict entry of good transports into Dimapur as a protest against taxes and fees collected by Dimapur Municipal Council at check gates on goods and services items. DCCI further said they will resort to extreme course of action if the government fails to address the issue. You are listening to the news from All India Radio, Kohima. You can also listen to this news bulletin on our YouTube channel, AIR News, Kohima. Member of National Commission for Women NCW Chandra Mukhi Devi has demanded immediate appointment of members in the Women's Commission of Maharashtra. After taking cognizance of the rape and murder of a woman in Saki Naka area in Mumbai, NCW delegation today visited the Saki Naka area and also met the relatives of the victim. NCW member Chandra Mukhi Devi has said that the Maharashtra government should immediately appoint members of the State Women Commission and help the relatives of the victim from Nirbhaya Fund. While speaking to reporters after visiting the victim's family, Devi said the state government should make serious efforts to improve the safety of women in the state and take serious action against the culprits. Maharashtra Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray said the trial of the case will be held on a fast track and ensure that justice is delivered. National Environmental Engineering Research Institute NEERI under the Council of Scientific and Industrial Research CSIR has transferred the know-how of indigenously developed saline gargle RT-PCR technique used for testing COVID-19 samples. Union Minister for Road Transport and Highways Nitin Gadkari said the saline gargle RT-PCR method needs implementation across the nation, especially in resource-poor rural and tribal areas, as it would result in faster and more citizen-friendly testing and will strengthen our fight against the pandemic. CSIR NEERI stated that the innovation developed by the institute has been dedicated to the nation to serve the society. The know-how has been transferred to the Union Ministry of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises on a non-exclusive basis. This would enable the innovation to be commercialized and licensed to all capable parties, including private, government and various rural development schemes and departments. Union Minister for Tribal Affairs Arjun Munda reviewed implementation of tribal development programs on the first day of his two-day visit to Assam. During the meeting, progress of programs implemented by the government for improving tribal lives, such as minimum support price for minor forest produce, Vandhan Yojana, ESDPA training for tribals were reviewed. Fit India Quiz, the first ever fitness and sports quiz in India for school children, has been made even more attractive for participants. Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports has announced that the first 2 lakh students nominated by 1 lakh schools can now be registered free for the nationwide India Quiz instead of participation fee of Rs 225 that was earlier applicable. Every school can nominate maximum 2 students for free for the quiz on first-come first basis. The number of recoveries continues to surpass new cases as Nagaland today reported 51 recoveries and 36 new cases of COVID-19. Of the total new cases, 16 were from Kohima, 10 in Dimapur, 4 in Wokha, 3 from Mokokchung and 1 from Tuensang. Total COVID-19 case in the state has now gone up to 30,630. Of the total recoveries reported today, 28 were from Dimapur, 17 from Kohima, 2 each in Mokokchung and Longleng, and 1 each from Phek and Kipere. COVID death also rose to 625 as 3 deaths were reported today. And to end the news, a reminder of the headlines. Vice President Venkaiah Naidu calls upon large institutions and government organizations to adopt sustainable energy practices. Prime Minister Narendra Modi asks Indian Paralympic contingent to motivate people in areas outside sports to bring change in the country. Dimapur Chamber of Commerce and Industries calls for total shutdown of all business establishments. And member of National Commission for Women Chandra Mukhi Devi demands immediate appointment of members in the Women's Commission of Maharashtra. And that's all the news we have for you this evening. Good night.